What's going on, guys? In today's video, I'm going to walk you through my personal process for S-hopping my AEG and HPA inner barrels. To those of you who have never used an S-hop before, I highly recommend S-hops for increased range of BB travel as well as tighter and more consistent groupings. Side note, in order to see proper results with an S-hop, you will also need to flat hop your bucking. But don't worry, it's easy. You can learn how to flat hop your bucking by clicking the link in the description below. So before I get started on the actual upgrade, let's first break down how an S-hop works and why it gives me the results I'm looking for. So here's our inner barrel. Hop-up window located at the right, meaning the BB, when propelled, would be exiting the barrel from the left. A standard bucking nub is going to protrude the hop-up window, allowing the nub to make contact with the BB when it sits in the chamber. The issue with standard hop-up nubs is exactly that. It's a nub, often rounded, and this can cause the BB to sit unevenly in the chamber, which if fired, will not hop the BB properly, but instead may give it a small percentage of side spin, resulting in BBs veering off to the left and right, as opposed to rising straight up with perfect hop. The main difference in an S-hop is that we are replacing the contact nub with a long patch of rubber material instead. This patch covers the entirety of the hop-up window, giving the BB a longer, flat piece of rubber material to make contact with. What this means is that instead of a round nub making one drastic point of contact with the BB, we have a long flat patch for the BB to ride for the distance of the window. With this longer surface area for the BB to make contact, you often have to apply less pressure with the hop-up unit as there is more friction to help add backspin to the BB. My first day with an S-hop installed in my Tippmann, I saw drastic improvements. Even before breaking in the new bucking, my BBs flew straight as can be and had a gradual rise in hop, as opposed to a more severe arc up. Once I sighted in my red dot, I was hitting my mark almost every time, with minimal BBs straying from the designated path. Alright, now that we all know exactly what this upgrade does, let's dive in. You're going to need 4 things to make this upgrade work. Your inner barrel. I'm using a 360mm tight bore AEG inner barrel for my Tippmann DMR build. You're going to need Sugru, moldable glue. 1 pack will do, as you don't need a lot. You'll need 6mm Teflon tubing. And lastly, a pair of pliers for my personal method of tube removal. Now, if you don't have any of these items, they can all be found on Amazon and the links are in the description below. This whole process is actually super easy. First things first, we need to clean our inner barrel. I use isopropyl alcohol rather than Airsoft lube, as we do not want our barrel to be lubricated once we start the S-hop process. Once the barrel is clean and dry, we can begin to carefully insert the 6mm Teflon tubing into the barrel where the hop-up window is. Push the Teflon tubing about a ½ inch past the window, ensuring no gaps for air. The Teflon tubing is going to act as a mold for our Sugru, as well as a block so no material enters the barrel. This means that when we remove the Teflon tubing, the Sugru will have molded to the exact shape of our inner barrel, a perfect cast. With the tubing inserted firmly into the barrel, we can now tear open our pack of Sugru and start to activate it in our hands. I personally like to fold the Sugru into itself multiple times. I want a dense ball of Sugru with no air pockets. Once the Sugru has been worked in your hand for a minute or so, it's time to apply it to the barrel. Rip off a larger amount of Sugru than needed and push it gently into the hop-up window, covering what we can see of the Teflon tubing. Push it down firmly, but not as to push through the material. With a large chunk of Sugru pushed firmly into the hop-up window, it is time to remove the excess. To remove extra Sugru, turn the inner barrel window side down and begin to scrape off the extra material by pressing down and away from the direction that you're rolling the barrel. This process requires minimal pressure. Let the completely flat surface act as a squeegee by removing the material in a perfectly flat line. Don't worry if this doesn't go right the first time. You have about a ½ an hour to work with the Sugru before it starts to solidify completely. Once you have wiped away all the extra Sugru, you should be left with a perfectly rounded patch in the hop-up window that is completely level with the outer barrel in all areas. From here, we let the Sugru sit for 24 hours to dry, but I like to remove the Teflon tubing after about 15 hours so that the Sugru can't completely bond with it, allowing for easier removal than waiting until it's completely dry. To remove the Teflon tubing, you could simply pull gently, but I like to use my pliers to crush the tubing, pulling it down, off, and away from the Sugru before pulling it out horizontally. Wait the full 24 hours from applying the Sugru and now you are done. You just installed a super easy yet vastly better accuracy upgrade. But like I said before, you will need a flat hopped bucking to completely install this into your gun. To check out my flat hopping tutorial now, click the link on the screen. Thanks for checking out my video, guys, and be sure to subscribe to my channel to stay in the loop with all my Airsoft content. Until next time, I'll see you on the field.